Hello everybody. Are you chunking your chips? And I'm talking about French fries now. If you are, come back in a moment and I'll show you how to solve the problem. So, welcome back. So, why do we hit the ball fat or chunk it when we're chipping? The main reason has to do with physics. Basically, you're not controlling the deepest point in the arc of the golf club. That means the golf club is moving almost around a circle. And if it's moving around a circle, then it's moving around a central point. So at some point in the circle, there's a joint which the golf club is trying to move around. Now, with a lot of hobby golfers, the joint it's moving around is the wrist joint. And if the wrist joint is exactly opposite the golf ball, then the club will find its deepest point where the golf ball's lying. However, the majority of hobby golfers will actually start with their hands ahead of the ball, whether that's been taught or it just feels more comfortable. But because of that, it means that the deepest point is actually ahead of the golf ball. And if they were to release the angle in the wrist too early, then they're going to hit the ground before they hit the ball. A lot of, say, better golfers who actually practice this a lot will, despite this position, catch the golf ball first, and that way they'll have a clean impact, a steep angle of attack, and they'll have a very successful chip shot. However, if you're somebody who chunks it and hits fat before the ball, one of the simplest way to stop it is to just simply move your hands back or move the ball forward. By doing this, you're changing the deepest point in the swing. And even if your wrists do get a little loose, theoretically, you can't chunk the golf ball because the deepest point in the swing is actually underneath the golf ball. Now, unfortunately, we've got more than one joint in our body, and a lot of people are trying to just hold their hands still, and then they're moving their body to the left or to the right of the ball, whether that be during the swing or in the address position. A lot of us have heard and taught even to put the weight left in your stance. If you think of the actual center of the golf swing in comparison to the entire body, then basically it's somewhere here in the middle of your chest. So if I actually move my weight over, I'm moving the center of my chest and therefore the axis to the left. And again, that will have exactly the same effect as having my hands ahead of the ball. Yeah? So even if I had my hands opposite the ball, but my axis is ahead of the ball, during the swing, the hands will lead the club and the deepest point in the ball will again be after the golf ball. And therefore, there is always a chance of catching ground before ball. Now, that all sounds very complicated, but if you want a simple way of chipping, then what you want to do is put the ball a little ahead the middle of your stance, that is, and put your hands across from the ball, so no further forward than the golf ball is lying. Keep the wrists pretty stiff and try and make the movement just out of your upper body, maybe allowing your hips slightly to turn with you in the follow through, but keeping the center axis quiet. And then you'll find that you hit the ball very cleanly. And oh, that wasn't too bad, was it? And you're able to control the deepest point in the swing. So again, I've got the ball a little bit left of center, the weight is in the middle, the hands are across from the golf ball, the wrists are stiff, and I've got the feeling all the movement's just coming out of the top of my body. And you see I'm able to get a very repetitive shot going there, which, if it's practiced enough again, will give me an easy way of chipping a golf ball without chunking it. So as ever, it's about keeping it simple. If you can control the axis of your swing, whether that be the center of your chest or your wrists, then you can control the deepest point in your swing. If the axis is opposite the golf ball, then the deepest point is under the golf ball. If the axis is ahead of the golf ball towards the target, then the deepest point is after the golf ball. That way you can control whether you're hitting the golf ball in the downswing, at the bottom of the swing, or even if you move the axis behind the ball, in the upswing. I hope this has helped. If it has, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, that definitely helps me to get back a little bit more regularly. And don't forget to hit the little bell next door to get notifications when I post the next video. If you're interested in my philosophy on golf, click up here and you can get it for just 99 cents. That supports me a great deal and helps me to get back a bit more often. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.